How's everyone doing? Welcome back to another episode of Rocket League Decision Making. Today I am here with a guest I'm unbelievably excited to have on, Tylewah. He is a Diamond 3 in 2s. He's got 1,350 hours, give or take. And he's a part-time streamer. I think he's picking that up a little bit more with a funny, quirky take on the games that he plays. He's unbelievably entertaining. Tylewah, how are you?
Not too bad. A little nervous about this this interview, but we'll see how I do. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. Let's jump into some questions and alleviate those nerves. Number one, what is your biggest strength in Rocket League?
I'd say my biggest strength is probably teamwork. More importantly, just being able to cooperate with teammates, I'd say.
Okay. And then what is the biggest weakness in Rocket League?
Well, among the several that I'm sure I have, consistency, I'd say.
Okay.
I pop off some days, and then it looks like I'm in a slump in the others.
It's crazy how that answer varies from, swear to God, low silver all the way to high champ. You're not alone. Let's ask you this. Do you warm up before you play?
Some days, yes. Really, it depends on whether or not I'm doing it for myself, or if it's if I'm running into twos with Red Salam or somebody else. I'll just go at their pace if they want to get right into it. If it's me going into some solo duel or anything like that, I'll run into free play for probably 20 minutes before doing anything else or run some trainers.
Perfect. Now, what is one thing you wish you knew when you started playing Rocket League?
The possibilities. Whenever I started playing, it just looked like you drive and you hit a ball. Like, it's the basics. I didn't know what could be done. And I feel like I could have had a little bit more creativity and imagination if I knew where the bar was set.
What got you into Rocket League, and what's making you stay?
I just got into a Best Buy near my house one day, and they had a demo for it. I decided it was worth what little bit of money it was, the price back then, and gave it a shot. I just had fun playing and not being good at first, but I just got better and I wanted more. So I started training up and started watching all of the Johnny Boy videos and all the tutorial videos, and just took off from there.
All right. I like that. That's good. But let's talk about some style for you. How do you like to play? Are you an attacker, defender, midfield? What is it?
I never really thought about it. I'd say I'm mostly midfield. I like playing it safe while also providing some pressure.
That's a really good way to put that. Now, Tylewah, here's a few questions a little bit more tailored towards you.
All right.
You're a self-diagnosed panicker.
Yeah.
So, what do you think is the best thing to help you with your decisions when you play Rocket League?
It's hard to say, because I'm still getting used to figuring out what makes me panic the most. I think I just need to get more into trainers to help alleviate some of what I'm having the most issues with.
Here's one that might be a little bit more up your stream. Talking with other streamers and just people that know you, I've heard you're kind of a ceiling shot madman. And for someone in Diamond, that's an incredible skill to have. What made you want to learn that?
It had to have been Squishy back in the day. I don't remember what season, but I just remember him just flying through the air and getting crazy shots, whether it just be ceiling shots straight in or ceiling shot double taps. And I thought, that's pretty cool. A buddy of mine, one day, out of nowhere, was like, hey, look what I can do. Managed to get a ceiling shot on me, and I thought, well, I can't let this happen anymore. So I decided to practice them, and it's just a release of adrenaline to be able to finally hit that clean ceiling shot.
Tylewah, there's no doubt about it. You're a smaller streamer, but I do believe that you are growing. So what are some of the joys of growing your stream and your community?
Realistically, when I first started, even having no followers or no viewers even for the first while, I liked kind of putting on a show that was different. I can get the group dynamic, me and my friends getting real crazy with different games. But as I got more followers and more viewers, I really just liked, well, still putting on a show, but even tailoring it personalizing it to whoever's watching or trying to really interact with the people that are in my stream. Really, my favorite part is the interaction, just in general.
Spoken like a true entertainer.
I try.
But here we are at the end. This is it. You can only choose one. Mechanics or positioning.
It's so tough. I've heard this question before. I'd have to say mechanics are great for offense, for sure. You know, it's good to have a couple mechanics up your sleeve, but if you have no positioning, no amount of mechanics is going to save you. In my opinion, have good positioning and always have a backup plan.
All right. Hey, man, 10 questions up, 10 questions down. We're going to take a quick break, but next time you and I are talking, we're going to be looking at a few key moments for you. Are you nervous or excited or both?
I would say both. I'm always nervous whenever it comes to, you know, a critical review. I like being on my A game, but the part that excites me a little bit is if I'm not, I'm learning about what I can do better and do better in my next game.
All right, man. Let's check that out right now. Tylewah, we are back on that note. Let's jump into some key moments. We had a little bit of a discussion here talking about what exactly is going on for you. We're going to start this second part of the video off by saying your flips might just be broken.
I agree. After this, I'd been going into free play and I tested it. I profusely tested my half flips and they were not graceful for some reason. I still haven't identified it.
We are definitely going to see that here a few times throughout the video. Something to bring up early on. But key moment number one here is about half a second away. So your teammate is actually shooting this ball. And Mustasha, I don't know what his name is. He played great defense throughout the game. He's going to make a great block here. So I want to know right here, what were you thinking as Marcus from Paw Patrol is coming in?
The moment that I saw you making the shot, I thought it was going to go just to the right of Mustafa. I thought for sure he was going to pass it and you were going to put it right behind him. The moment that I saw the ball leave the opening of the goal there, in fact, it is this key second that I saw that Marcus from Paw Patrol had very clear possession of that.
Do you remember what happens?
To be honest, I don't. I would think, looking at it right now, I would certainly hope I turned around.
I set you up for the first thing that we talked about here. I'm going to play it out, and then I'm going to ask you a question, okay? So,
right.
He's going to get a banger. And that half flip just isn't going to come off. So, I'm going to ask you, what I have written down is, were you happy with how it turned out? Obviously, that's no. But
absolutely not.
But what I mean by it is, if that half flip does come off, do you think you're back in time?
No, I don't. There's no way. I was pushing too far forward right then. Well, I had pushed too far forward after the save that Mustafa had made. Okay, that there.
It happens a few times. It really does. That's all right, though.
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about the flips. We're here to talk about how close this shot was. Like I said, Mustafa is playing great defense throughout the entire game. And then key moment is probably about 15 seconds away.
Okay, so another almost off-the-wall thing there, but I'm glad that I at least canceled the flip to drop right in front of the goal.
Yeah, good positioning right there. You're going to get the ball cleared. It's going to go on over. Car's flipping one more time. We're about 5 seconds away. What a save! Exclamation point in the chat. But I want to know right here, Tylewah, you just jumped off this wall.
Yes, I did. I jumped off this wall with no boost.
No boost.
And way too soon, I can tell you that.
Okay, so that's my question. What are you thinking as you're leaving the wall?
As I'm leaving the wall, I'm thinking I need to hit this ball away. Well, I need to clear this as hard as I can but I need to time it just right.
Okay.
Fairly certain that it didn't go my way.
I'm not going to say it doesn't go your way. I'm not going to say that it does go your way. We're going to leave that up to the second part of this question. But let's check this moment out. A little bit of a touch. It's up. Teammates there for the clear. I'm going to play it just a little bit longer because I want to say what's going to happen is that's a great pass. They get it in. Now, watching the whole thing, are you happy with how it came off?
I'm not. To be honest, there's obviously we're already, 2 down. So I wasn't that thrilled, but with that particular moment, I really wish that I had hung back a little bit instead of aggressing.
Okay.
He had way too much, more control of it than I thought he did. Put it right past me.
And then specifically with that touch off the wall where you like that little bunny hop, that ball goes straight up. Admittedly, we've talked about, like, you and I have had a conversation for the last day about this, about these touches, is how dangerous they can be. But hypothetically, if they have someone coming in, that little touch is just enough to disrupt them. Is that touch still a good idea in your mind? You just wish that it was executed better?
I'd like for it to have been executed better, but I still think that I didn't necessarily need to go in for that. If I'm not mistaken, were they both on that side of the field when I went for that?
I believe they were, yes.
Yeah, I should have just hung back, but quick mistakes, quick punishment.
That's all right. Plenty of game left. I'm sure no one's watched the first part of this video. Now I want to know, I'm going to back it up just a little bit. So here you are, coming down, coming up, coming around. Key moment number 3, you just watched your teammate put that off back wall. You're coming in right here. Let's see. I mean, in game, you said I got bumped.
In game, it felt like I got bumped. I had completely lost control of my car and thought I was going to be way more right than I ended up.
All right, so I'm going to tell everyone to listen real quick.
Mm-hmm.
There's the sound of the jump that doesn't come off.
Yep.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you, as you're watching your teammate hit it off back wall, what's going through your mind?
I saw you had hit it off back wall, but I also saw that everybody was off the ground right then.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, everyone's off the ground. Marcus is coming down, but he's going to be closer to the corner than, Mustafa. He's still going to be up. I thought I had plenty of time to just sneak around and put this directly in the center.
Mm-hmm. And this
looks
guy
like
comes
I tried
at
to
you
rush
like a bat out of hell.
Oh, I know. That Mustafa powers.
All right,
oof.
There it goes. They are going to score from this. I'm going to ask you again because I don't think you're happy with that moment. What would you do differently? Is it something with the shot? Would you turn? Would you fake? What are you thinking?
With that shot, I'm thinking that I probably would have. Well, I would have turned, I think, just a bit later. Really rounded that turn out a bit more to have a more dead-on shot. Had a more direct path, if you will.
All right.
And
I mean, Tyler, we're all over the place, that's for sure. I mean, I'm going to be honest. There's definitely a few key moments throughout the game, but I don't think at this point I felt like we were out of it. I really didn't. That's a hell of a fake right there. Great job. I'm not going to lie to you. It definitely threw me off.
Yeah.
Right here, though, key moment number 4. This ball is up. It's coming off ceiling. Okay,
yes.
This is one of the most terrifying things in the entire game of Rocket League. There is no doubt about it. What are you thinking as this ball is coming down?
Completely caught off guard. From this view right here, I figured the ball was going up pretty quick. I wondered if it was going to hit the ceiling. It clearly did. But from this position right here, I don't have a clear view of my opponents, my teammate, how close I am to goal or the corner. All I knew is where the ball was going and how much boost I had. Okay. And I think I remember how this one went. And if I'm not mistaken, it was another jump issue. I think I remember complaining about it.
I'm in your head right now, Tylewah. I'm not going to lie to you. We're going to watch this ball come down. And honestly, That's a
Wow.
phenomenal touch. That's a pro level touch right there. That's fantastic, dude. So let me ask you, carrying the ball out, were you happy with how that turned out?
Okay, that wasn't. As we played the game, I put my own kind of key moments together. That wasn't what I thought it was. I was pretty satisfied with that one, just being able to touch and control it.
Okay.
I think I still might have tried to identify where I was a bit better, but glad I didn't try and pop it.
Okay. You and I talked about that one offline. We were just trying to figure out what we could do better as teammates. But hey, that's key moment number 5. Not too far away, probably like a minute away, less than. I'll ask you this, Tyler. How often do you watch your replays back?
I've done it a couple times. It's not too often that I do. I do save a lot of them to watch, but less often than I should. I know it's an important part of, well, not an important part of getting better, but it would certainly help me. And I recommend it highly to anybody that watches your videos.
Yeah. I'll mention, let's say you have a friend just like Rhett Sellum. He shows up quite often on this channel. If you play a game with him and you don't want to put that pressure of watching your own replay back, choose a friend like Rhett Sellum and do that with him. Right here, though, that's a great transition. I couldn't have planned that any better. Key moment number 5, your teammate is dead. He's gone from the game forever, quite possibly off of the face of this planet. Now, I'm going to play this right here. You are boosting 34 in the tank. What is going through your mind right here?
Looking at it right now, I would imagine my thought is to just bang it off the wall to center it and retreat.
Okay.
Because there's no way from this position I can score. I just want to keep it out of their control for as long as I possibly can to give you time to respawn, get boost, and what you need to do. I'm imagining it probably didn't leave me with much boost to spare.
Okay.
And it looks like Mustafa's hovering above boost of his own.
Interesting answer. Interesting. Let's play it out, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. So right here, turn right at the last second. Now I want to know. You still have 10 boost. Now you're kind of in a position to shadow. It can go either way. Would you continue to turn, or do you wish you pushed that a little bit harder?
I kind of wish I pushed that a little bit harder. Mustafa was sitting right at boost, but he was otherwise had no momentum. His only option would have been to kill the ball, really. But even if I had challenged and it hadn't have gone my way, you were going to be spawning in defense anyway.
It was almost a key moment. No, and that's actually kind of why I asked, because me personally, I think for myself in that situation, I would have pushed, but also, I mean, I understand why you would turn. In the context of, hey, your teammate just died and now he's back, I mean, that gives you a little bit more leeway to, to push. That was a great recovery right there from yourself. Tyler, anything else you want to say about key moment number 5?
It's tough. I really do wish that I had pushed. I guess I just thought that having 2 defenders and giving them possession in the moment was more worth giving them full possession.
Okay.
When I was coming back.
Okay. All right. That's almost a close shot attempt there to end the game. But like I said, 5 up, 5 down. Here we are at the end. I ask 2 questions to every single person that comes on this once they're done talking about key moments. Number 1, Tylewah. Mm-hmm. Would you change anything about your gameplay?
Looking at this, yeah. Okay. And I think in anything other than ones, I'm going to actively try. And one of the big things that I need to do, it looks like, is focus on where my teammates' positions are. And I suppose trust a little bit more. I do admit that there are times where I have that, okay, I need to go do this mentality. And just try and take it all in my own hands, lift the problem off everybody else's shoulder, and I really can't do that all the time, or really much of the time. But I think I need to look out for my teammates a little bit more, and put some more trust into them and you as a teammate.
The mentality of a solo queuer is ingrained hard in most, if not all of us. Question number 2. Overall, execution taken out of it. Overall, are you happy with the decisions that you made in this game?
I'd say no. I'd say I wasn't happy with the decisions that I made. We talked about me being panicky before. I think that really showed in this game, and I get to see time and time again in stop and go format here all the mistakes that I made due to panicking or overthinking. I think I need to practice a hell of a lot more and get ingrained in my head where I need to be and what I need to do. Because to be honest, this was more of an eye-opener than I thought.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope that you'll continue to talk to me, Tyler. But even if you don't, before you go, I want you to talk a little bit about you and yourself. I introed the video as you kind of with a fun, quirky, just all-around nice guy to hang out and stream with. So talk about Twitch and anything else that you might have going on.
Realistically, I mean, I do stream semi-often with my work schedule. It's usually afternoons to evenings, but I've been looking for different games to stream and entertain people with. Rocket League being the main one, because it's quite frankly what I'm see, there we go again, quite frankly what I'm best at out of my options. But yeah, I mean, that's just twitch.tv / I believe Tylewah. I'd say probably 5:30 p.m. till, well, I just say late, as far as my streaming goes. But yeah, it's just, I started off trying to be loud and obnoxious and crazy, but I think just me and my friends streaming and having fun is as unique of a time as you're really going to get anymore, compared to other streamers.
I enjoy stopping by your stream. It's always a good time. Do you have like a Twitter or anything that you use as well?
I've got, Twitter, I've got Instagram. Just about every handle that I have is at Tylewah, except for Instagram currently. But that one is just that's TC Fancher. If you'd like at some point, or I can even just give you the typing or the spelling for that if you wanted to plug it.
I'm sure all of that will be linked down below. Tyler, you were an awesome guest, man. Thank you so much. Anything you want to say before we head to final thoughts?
Quite frankly, again, I'll say it. I look forward to the day where we could do this again, and I could prove myself a little bit better than this abysmal scoreline.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Tylewah, first back-to-back week guest. I'm totally kidding. We'll see. On that note, for everyone else, thank you for watching, but we're going to talk about my final thoughts, and then I'll get you on your way right now. One more time, a huge thank you to you, Tylewah. For everyone, let's jump into these final thoughts. Number one, first and foremost, Tylewah talks about why pulling out your mechanics can be so beneficial. And I really like how he talks about how on offense, I think that really shines. The ability to do a flip reset or a ceiling shot is not needed in this game unless you're trying to go pro. I mean, we're talking at the highest levels. Realistically, if you can learn those things, it just opens up more options for you. Number two, controlling the panic. Throughout the entire episode, we see a theme of that and a few occasional bad flips that just don't come off. Finding a way to deal with that and to overcome it is going to be the biggest way to improve through all of those like major milestone ranks, from platinum to diamond, diamond to champ, so on. And then last but not least, analyzing your own replays. Tylewah sees quite a few things show up in this replay. And if you're listening to him, it's almost like a light bulb going off. That's why watching a replay back is so important. And if you aren't a fan of that, like I said in the video, you can choose a friend, analyze their replay, and then just kind of figure out how to apply it to yourself. On that note, if you like the video, please do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, comment down below about absolutely anything and everything, and subscribe if you want to see more of these. We only have a few left for Season 3, and I would love to get more people involved. See you soon.